Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. Let me check this out. What is going on here? All right. So how are we doing, everybody? How are we doing, boxing fans? So listen, I've sat at my table for the last hour, okay? The last hour with absolute brain freeze, yeah? I've had complete brain freeze thinking about this particular fight, these two fights. And if you ask me my opinion on these two fights, to be honest with you, let me bring in, yes, Andre, good to see you in the room. If you ask me my opinion on these two fights, I didn't realize how much rage was within me until I really started looking into these two fights. But we'll come back into that in a moment. So let's talk about something else very interesting, vidIQ. I don't know if you know the founder of vidIQ. It's like TubeBuddy. It's like a video analytic tool, and it helps you get views and tag videos properly and all the rest of it. So yeah, now the founder of vidIQ, because we hit 5,000 views on our new channel, the Lagos Cricket Academy channel. Because of that, we celebrate it on our Twitter page. And because we celebrate on our Twitter page, out of nowhere, the founder of vidIQ likes it and then gives us the thumbs up in a meme. I'm like a GIF. And I'm like, nah, this must be a troll or something. So then after that, I replied, said, thank you very much. We appreciate it. He came back and he hearted it. So I thought, okay, big moment, vidIQ, the founder of vidIQ. That's a big thing. So the next day, I go back and look again. On my Instagram page, he's there again. He's liked it again. He said vidIQ. He goes, I believe, or something like, I believe you're going to go far on your journey. So shout out to him for that. Says, is the best at commentary. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Don't know what's going on with the lights this evening. We have issues with the light and everything. But let me see if I can fix this. Right. Let me get into this now. Enough waffling. Let's talk about Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. On the outset, Stevie Wonder could even tell you that Stevenson is the far superior boxer out of the two, coming out the southpaw stance, managed by Andre Ward. He's a shrewd guy, one of my favorite fighters in boxing, super middleweight, light heavyweight champion of the world, undisputed super middleweight, actually. Let me add that. So when we talk about these two guys, Stevenson, as I said, comes out the southpaw stance, nice, crisp right jab, comes with a nice hard left, throws nice body shots, very good on the counter. Stevenson he's good to look at, and he doesn't waste punches. He lets you come onto him and he'll counter you nicely. I think he prefers to fight at distance, but I've seen him up close, works the body well, throws nice combinations. Now, here's where my rage comes in. Oscar Valdez, absolute drug cheat. We know he's a drug cheat. Got caught with performance-enhancing drugs in his body, in his system, and yet still was allowed to fight, even though he got beat that night as well, which made it even worse, but it gave him decision. So that's the first rage of the night. Look at Andre saying. Seems like Shakur is coming into his man strength now too. Yes, he is. I mean, Shakur Stevenson, I can't sit down and tell you that I'm a big Shakur Stevenson fan. He needs to have that fight that go, yep, that's it. He hasn't quite had that fight yet. And I don't know if Valdez is the man to do it either. Stevenson fought a guy early in his career. I don't know if it's Caballero. He fought a guy early in his career who's got a similar style to Oscar Valdez. The one thing Oscar Valdez is a one-punch, or he seems to have that one-punch knockout power. So in all else fails, he's a one-punch knockout artist here. He's more of a hooker, one of these guys who slugs, loads of big shots. That's what I pick up when I see Valdez, a guy who's going to go for the home run, get himself in position and swing big shots and land the home run. That works against a certain type of opposition. That works against a certain type of fighter. A guy who walks in straight lines, hasn't got great boxing ability, and will stand there and get hit with them big overhand shots. And he swarms opponents with big shots. That's fine. But when he's swarming opponents, because he's a hooker, he comes wide. So Shakur Stevenson's the guy that comes straight down the middle. When he boxes, Shakur Stevenson comes straight down the middle of his shots. So to me, Valdez is prime. He's open. He's open to getting caught and getting caught early by Stevenson because of the way he fights. The way he throws and generates his power is by big looping shots. But when he throws those big looping shots, he leaves himself open. But at the same time, the thing that makes this fight interesting is that if he catches Stevenson with one of those shots, can Stevenson still keep it together and still box nice and clean? That's what I want to see from Stevenson, because for his career, he seems to be just very smooth on what he's doing. You know, very smooth about his work. Not really bothered, just easy about his work. And but for both men, Valdez, I don't think Valdez can fight off the back foot. And I think Stevenson prefers when he's at the center of the ring. That doesn't mean I've seen Stevenson off the ropes. I've seen him off the ropes, throw shots, combinations and stuff like that. I've seen him look good, short shot punches as well. He's the more defensively responsible out of the two guys. But Stevenson has his habit when he fights, he has his chin up in the air. And if Valdez is to get into Stevenson, he's got to throw in between Stevenson's shots. He's got to throw in between Stevenson's shots. And Stevenson has a habit. I don't know if you watch Stevenson carefully, but he has a habit of repeating the same punches, the same punch sequence. So he might go like 1-2, but then he'll go 1-2 again. Or he might go right jab, left. He'll throw it double. And if you know one's coming, you can feel another one coming, you can slip one over the top. So I would say to Valdez, for him to win this fight, he's going to get close to Stevenson, mid to close range of Stevenson. And he's got to make sure when he's throwing his shots, right, that he's in a position where he's not countered. He doesn't want to be leaving himself open from long range, trying to throw big shots, because that down the pipe, taking a 1-2 down the pipe from Stevenson, with you leaving your chin in the air, coming forward, full momentum. Those are the worst knockouts. The ones where you leave yourself exposed and you go for the shot and you leave your chin exposed. And the momentum of you coming forward and that guy getting a nice counter shot, whether it's straight right hand or straight left hand down the pipe. Those shots are the shots that cause the knockouts. Now, again, when we talk about Stevenson, the southpaw versus the orthodox, and we've been having this conversation a lot, haven't we, BWTM sports fans? The way you beat a southpaw is get close to them. Get close to them, don't give them any room, and turn it into a fight. Valdez is not outboxing Stevenson, so get that out of our heads. Valdez wins his fight. If he wins his fight, it's by KO. He doesn't outbox Stevenson. He's got to get Stevenson's trading. He's got to get Stevenson mixing it up and then try and get shot in that way. But Stevenson seems to be punching with some authority now, which is good. But I think Stevenson's shots will come. His shots will come from long range. Those big shots. I think he's going to be more effective long range. The big spearing right jab. You know, I've seen him wobble guys just by the jab alone. So yeah, he's a nice, smooth fighter, smooth boxer, puncher, smooth. But it would be dangerous to say Valdez is the puncher in this fight, because to be a puncher in a fight, you've got to land and land consistently. Is Valdez going to be able to land enough times to be effective in the fight? Or is Stevenson going to just be smooth? And when I say the puncher, the one who's going to land a straight left down the pipe, because I can see that punch being a key punch against. And it's not like Stevenson hasn't fought the come hunt him down type fighters. I don't see Valdez as fought the type of guy that Stevenson is, but Stevenson's fought a lot of the Mexican come forward guys. He fights them all the time. You look at his career, he fights them kind of guys all the time, comes to hunt them down. You see a guy like Valdez, when you take away their punching power and they hunt you down, they don't have a lot more to offer after that. So if Stevenson's able to neutralize the power, work the body early, you know, he can do a number on Valdez. He really can do a number on Valdez. And if he does, that will be a career best performance. But I say this, for Valdez to win this fight, he's going to get up close, make it nasty, and land. You can make it nasty and land body shots, but keep getting your head punched off, you know, like we saw last weekend with Dillian White and Tyson Fury. You can land punches, but are they effective punches? And when you're coming in, are you getting hit with punches left, right, and center? Often you see these fights where guys, they have one game plan. I'm going to come out there and go for the knockout. I'm going to knock this dude out because that's all I know. And then you see them getting picked apart with 4 or 5 punches, you know, combination punches. They're walking onto left hands. They're walking onto right hands. They're walking onto uppercuts. They're walking into combination punches. That's the sort of thing I can see happening with Stevenson and Valdez getting caught coming in, and then a combination to finish him off. Now, I put that to one side, and then I go down the other side because I like to try to give another scenario. The other scenario would be that late on down the stretch, Valdez still being around is able to come on late and to outdog Stevenson. You might not be able to outbox Stevenson, but he might be able to outdog Stevenson. And that is something that possibly could happen down the stretch. But Valdez is going to have to invest early to the body and get Stevenson to bring their hands down. But I think as Stevenson comes in, he's going to get hit with something very nasty. For me, hand speed, boxing ability, movement, general technique. I go Stevenson with this one. And I go Stevenson big. I go with Stevenson with a career best performance. And think that he's going to control Valdez. But he's got to stay off the ropes. I also talk about back against the ropes. He's got to stay off the ropes against Valdez. Keep it center of the ring and pepper Valdez from distance. I see that happen, and I see a good win for Shakur Stevenson. Let's see here. Valdez says he's willing to box Shakur, which is a big mistake to me. Well, he's trying to box Shakur, then he's talking crap. He can't box Shakur. Smother him, make it a dogfight. That's the only way he can win this fight, making a dogfight. But Shakur can win from distance. He can work from distance. I believe he can win. I believe he actually can fight well off the ropes against Shakur Stevenson. But I don't want him staying against Valdez. But I don't want him staying on them ropes. It's all right in bits getting on the ropes and into situations, but I don't want him staying on them ropes. If he stays on them ropes, that's where he gets caught with something nasty with Valdez. But Valdez he's got to time his shots. He's got to time those shots, yeah? Because you see a lot of these guys, when they get in against technical fights, they start winging from too far out because they start getting desperate because they're getting hit and tagged with buzz with shots, yeah? If that happens, you know, Valdez can kiss goodbye to his belt. The hand speed will give Valdez hair. It will. But what beats speed is timing. Glenn Johnson didn't have the fastest hands. Roy Jones had the fastest hands in the West. But it was timing. He threw punches in between. And that is what Valdez has got to do. I hope that in sparring, Valdez has worked with guys who are long, southpaws, and he's got a punch in between. So when Stevenson throws his punches, that's when Valdez has got to throw. But he's got to throw in between the shots. So when Stevenson's about to throw, you throw as well. But make sure when you're throwing, you're close to Stevenson. So you're inside the jab, you're inside the reach. Now throw a looping shot. Now you're in. Or throw your hooks. Now you're in. But when you throw your hooks, don't throw them from too far out because you're going to get nailed with the straight shots. So you're going to come up close, be tight, up close, and keep your shots close and tight. And don't smother your work. When you're in close with Stevenson, don't smother your work, right? And expect to lose the first 3 or 4 rounds, you know? And look at yourself, you know what? Okay, I need to look at this guy 3, 4, 5 rounds. And I'd be telling Valdez, look, this guy's a far superior boxer than you, but he does make mistakes. He does repeat his punches. He does throw the same sequence of punches. Now, what you got to do is tuck up tight and wait 3, 4 rounds. See if you see the same sequence of punches. And then you've got 12 rounds. And then see if you can throw your punch in between one of those repeated shots. It's going to come. And it's going to come more later in the fight where Stevenson would be more tired. But you've got to put the pace there. Throw your body shots, right? And look to see Stevenson throw shots. And maybe look to counter Stevenson over the top. But in this fight for Valdez, he's got to hurt Stevenson early. Got to hurt Stevenson early. Because if he doesn't get Stevenson's respect early, it's trouble for him. Do you think Stevenson can stop him late? I think he could stop him mid rounds. I really do, because I think that Valdez is going to leave himself open for shots down the pipe, and they're the worst shots to get hit with. Hi, Blessing, interesting. Good evening, ma'am. Blessing, salute to you. Welcome to BWTM Sports, and welcome to the BWTM Sports family. Now, people coming in. That's the thing. Canelo reminded me. He says Valdez has to mix it up. His combinations, he's too predictable. Yeah, that's it. For a guy like Stevenson, you've got to. I believe you've got to mix it up with Stevenson. But I also believe with Stevenson, like I said, he repeats his shots. So if I were boxing Stevenson, the strategy of Stevenson, I would say, you know what? I can't stay on the outside of this guy too long. I've got to step around him or step inside. Okay, I've got to feint more. I've got to feint, and when I feint and he feints, step in. When he feints, I feint, step in. That's where I make my move. Step in, crack. All right, but don't be there on the outside of that. Lots of feints, lots of head movement, you know. And when I get my opportunity in close, make sure I land hard. To the chin, to the body. When you fight them southpaws, you got to hit the elbows, the neck, the back. You throw anywhere and throw everything, you know, and hope they land. That's what it's got to be, because you're not going to outbox Stevenson. So that's my thought on the fight. I go with Stevenson the favorite in this fight. But if Valdez can time Stevenson, if Stevenson is going to get stopped in this fight, it will be because of that repeated pattern, and Valdez has timed him, because I think he repeats his shots, like I said. It seems like Shakur is bigger too. This guy's growing. That's true. But with him growing, there's also the question about how he's doing at the weight as well. You know, it's all right. You go on scales, you're doing well, but as you're getting bigger now, it's a bit more difficult to fight at the weight, you know? But I know Shakur, did he move up in weight? I'm sure he moved up in weight to fight. But yeah, still, it's still an issue. Right, next fight. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. Now, little secret. Amanda Serrano, what can I tell you about Amanda Serrano? Back in the day, 2013, I reached out to Amanda Serrano sisters. Back then, I knew that Amanda was going to be something special, even though, you know, great to look at. You know, I'm a big fan of Amanda Serrano, been for many years. I've tried to reach out to get interviews with her, and it's always been a case of trying to get that interview, and she's not been available, or, you know, but I'm a massive fan of Amanda Serrano. I'm not a fan of Katie Taylor. I have to be honest. I'm just being brutally honest here. I have always thought that Katie Taylor could be a far better boxer, puncher, if she had, no disrespect to her trainer now, but if she had a better trainer. I just find Katie Taylor fights a lot with her face than use her boxing skills. Oh, brute strength coming in and overpowering opponents. I'm not a fan of Katie Taylor's skills. Yes, she's got fast hands and she does throw good combination punches, but I'm not a fan of Katie Taylor. And the reason why I don't like Katie Taylor is because I feel that she's been fortunate. I thought Parsun, the part-time police officer who took time off work to fight her, beat her up, but she didn't get the decision. In fact, I thought she beat her twice, right? So I've never been a big Katie Taylor fan, and even Jessica McCaskill took her close. I've never been a massive Katie Taylor fan. I just don't see it, and I don't like her the way she takes all these punches, and I don't like her the way she takes all these punches. But you know, she's the undisputed champion. You've got to give her credit for that. I think Parsun should have been champion. But that being said, Parsun or Parson, apologies for butchering your name. But I have to be honest. She's the bigger girl coming into this fight. But bigger doesn't mean better. Serrano, multi-weight world champion, big puncher, good mover. I've always liked Serrano. Like I'll say again, when you move up in weight, one of the things that you do have at your advantage is that you see punches coming because you've fought at a lighter weight. Yeah, you see punches coming. You see the punches coming a split second or far. So they're slower, the punches. See these guys that move from cruiserweight up to heavyweight. They're able to see the punches coming and time the shots better and not get caught with the same sort of shots because they can see them coming. You know, so Serrano will have speed in this fight as well. Speed times strength equals power. And Katie Taylor gets hit with too many shots. Can Katie Taylor outwork Serrano? Yes. But she gets hit with a lot of shots. Has Serrano got the power to hurt Taylor? I do believe she has. It's just, for me, this fight's going to come down to if Serrano's power can hurt Taylor significantly. And the other thing about Katie Taylor, not only that she's been in a lot of wars and she's taken a lot of punishment, she's fought very regularly, just like Dillian Whyte, back to back to back to back fights and Katie Taylor into the ground. I'm telling you. So I don't know how she comes up. Every fight she's in a war. Every fight you look at her, for the most part, she's in a war. And then you look at Amanda Serrano. So to me, I think Serrano can definitely the pace of the fight. You know, Serrano would want to take her time and land the shots. Katie Taylor's going to want to work at a faster pace. It's whether Serrano can make the adjustments, but I'm going with Serrano. From the start, I've always thought that Serrano would beat Taylor. Now you just got to put your money where your mouth is. I'm going with Serrano to win this fight. I wouldn't be surprised if she stopped Taylor. But then, you know, Taylor is the naturally bigger girl on the night. So if Taylor stops Serrano, that would be impressive. If Taylor stops Serrano, it would be impressive. I'd say, you know what, fair play to you. But yeah, I'm going with Serrano on this one. Difficult, but it's nothing worse for me when you watch a fighter and you know they've lost the fight and it's to do with politics, not to do with the fact that the person's a better fighter on the night, but politics. That hurts. And that's always been an issue with me. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. All my bros tell me Serrano beats her up. Yeah, I see that too. I see Serrano beating her up. Kate has been on the decline as of recently too. That's because she's been having too many fights. She's been having too many fights, too many wars, and she's a much better skill fighter than advertised. She really is. She could be a much better boxer puncher. But for some reason, I know what the reason is, For some reason, she wants to stand up and have a trade up all the time, which for me is it's just really annoying to watch. Really annoying to watch. But there you have it. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on those two fights. So we'll see tomorrow night. By the way, don't forget to check out the trailer of History in the Making. Check it out. Some of the stuff I've been doing recently out in the community. So do check that as well. Thank you so much, Blessing, if you're still there. And obviously, you guys will catch us on the replay. And I shall see you all fight night. Take care. And thanks for watching BWTM Sports as always. We're out.